The ring didn't change everything. It clarified everything. Maren woke up the next morning and looked at her hand. The ring caught the sunlight, subtle, steady. She smiled. Not because she was engaged, but because she felt aligned. Metin was in the kitchen, making coffee. "Good morning, fiancé," he said playfully. She laughed. "Good morning, future husband." The words felt natural. Not rushed. Not heavy. Later that week, they told their families. There were tears. There was joy. There were surprised smiles and tight embraces, but what mattered most wasn't the celebration. It was the quiet moments after, sitting together, planning without pressure, dreaming without fear. "Where do you see us in 5 years?" Metin asked one night. Maren leaned her head on his shoulder. "Stable. Honest. Still choosing each other." He kissed her forehead. "That's all I want." And for the first time in her life, the future didn't scare her, it excited her, because this wasn't just love, it was a new chapter, written with intention. Forever sounds beautiful until it's tested. Just weeks before their wedding date was set, an unexpected opportunity arrived for Maren, a prestigious international position. A career-defining offer. The kind people wait their whole lives for. There was only one condition: she would have to relocate, for at least 2 years. The silence between them that evening felt heavier than any argument they had ever had. "This is your dream," Metin said carefully. "It is," she replied. "But so are you." Neither of them raised their voice. Neither of them panicked, because this wasn't about insecurity. It was about reality. "Are we strong enough for distance again?" she asked quietly. Metin looked at her, steady as ever. "We're not who we were before," he said. "Distance doesn't scare me. Losing alignment does." She felt tears forming. "I don't want to choose between love and ambition." "You don't have to," he answered. "If this is forever, it won't break under movement." Days passed in deep conversations. No ultimatums. No guilt, just honesty. And then, one night, they reached their decision. They would try, not blindly, not desperately, but intentionally. Because forever isn't proven in comfort, it's proven in courage. Airports are strange places. They are filled with both beginnings and endings. Maren stood in front of the departure gate, her boarding pass trembling slightly in her hand. Around her, people hugged, cried, rushed, but her world felt silent. Metin stood across from her. No dramatic music, no desperate pleas, just two people facing a real decision. "If you ask me to stay," she said quietly, "I will." He stepped closer. "And if I ask you to go?" He replied softly. Her eyes filled. "Then I'll go knowing you believe in me." He took her face gently in his hands. "I don't want a smaller version of you," he said. "I don't want you choosing me out of fear. I want you choosing your full life. And I'll meet you there." The words broke her and healed her at the same time. "So this is it?" she whispered. "This is trust," he answered. "No promises about daily calls, no dramatic vows about suffering through distance, just maturity. Just choice." She leaned in and kissed him, slow, steady, certain. "I'm not leaving you," she said against his lips. "I'm expanding us." He smiled. "Then go." She walked through the gate without looking back, not because she didn't care, but because she trusted. And sometimes, the strongest choice is the one that scares you the most. 2 years passed. Distance didn't weaken them, it refined them. Late night calls. Missed time zones. Random visits. Countless "I miss you" messages, but never doubt. Maren returned on a quiet spring afternoon. Metin was waiting at the same airport where they once said goodbye. This time, there was no fear in her eyes, only certainty. She walked toward him slowly, then faster. He caught her in his arms, lifting her off the ground as if nothing had changed. "You came back," he whispered. "I was always coming back," she replied. This time, there was no departure gate between them. Months later, under open skies and surrounded by family, they said "I do," not because love was easy, but because they chose it, again and again. X. Yen. Tian Lari Aramati. H. Kick. Tian Lari Burl. SDIRDI, and that is how truth wins. 2 years passed, but this time, they didn't drift apart, they adapted. Distance became routine. Flights became normal. Time zones became a challenge they mastered instead of feared. It wasn't easy. There were nights of exhaustion, missed calls, frustration, but there was never silence, and that made all the difference. One evening, after a long week, Maren opened her apartment door and froze. Metin stood there, no warning, no announcement, just him. "I got transferred," he said simply. "Permanent." Her breath caught. "You didn't have to." "I didn't," he interrupted gently. "I wanted to." She stepped into his arms like coming home, not because she needed saving, but because she was finally ready to build. Months later, under open skies, surrounded by people who watched them grow, they said "I do," not because love was perfect, but because it was intentional. Years later, sitting on a balcony with their daughter asleep inside, Maren leaned against Metin. "Do you ever think about what would have happened if we let go?" she asked. He smiled. "We didn't." She looked at the city lights. This time, there was no departure gate, no crossroads, no fear, just choice. And they kept choosing each other, again and again and again.